Hey tribe, how y'all doing? Go ahead and click that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is Southern Charm, Season 1, Episode 6. And I'm going to call this one the marriage episode because it seems like the whole episode really was mainly about Barry and Tamika's relationship. But we had a sprinkle of Reagan and Jeff, and a sprinkle of Kelsey and Justin in here too, at all the different varying levels of relationship where they are. So the episode picks up where they're still at the haunted house, the plantation. They had spent the night and they were talking about things that went bump in the night and all that. And come to find out that the I forget her name, the lady that organized the trip, she ended up having to leave. But the night before, her and Jared were playing with them and, knocking on the doors and just doing things to try to freak them out. Stuff you do. If you stand at a haunted house, you expect some things that, I would play jokes. I would do it. So it looked like it was just all good and fun. They end up going to breakfast. Excuse me. Come to find out, Justin ass ain't stayed at that daggone house. Him and Kelsey went and got a hotel room. Justin was like, I'm not playing with y'all. I'm not doing it. And, hey, I ain't mad because I feel the same way. Like I told y'all last week, I wouldn't have went. I damn sure wouldn't have spent the night. But anyway, so they're at lunch and we first start seeing glimpses of where this episode is going. Tamika and Barry get into it at lunch to the point where Sonny even steps in and tries to defend Barry because Tamika was talking about her dad dying, and she was like, Justin, I'm really worried about you. And Justin was like, I'm good. And Tamika was like, don't say you're good. That's the last thing my father said before he died. And she just kept repeating it. And that's not to say it's not important. It's not to say that you're not that's not something that's valid. But Barry, who wasn't really paying attention to what Tamika was saying, he asked her to pass him some sauce. And then she got upset. She was like, really? Like, how could you do that? I'm sitting here having a moment. I'm talking about my dad. And you're, talking about pass me the sauce. And Sonny stepped in and was like, look, Barry, I don't think, Tamika, I don't think Barry meant it like that. Like, I really don't think he knew that's what you were saying. And it turns into a whole nother conversation about Tamika doing too much, stretching herself thin. And Tamika's making all these faces like, what? What's he talking about? I don't know what he's talking about. What is he talking about? And I don't think Tamika was listening to Barry, and I don't think Barry was listening to Tamika. And so you start seeing that there's some chinks a little bit in the armor. Which is to be expected. Married couples, and Tamika went on to say, we can't be lovey-dovey every day all the time. Like, married couples go up and down. Like, it is what it is. So the guys end up going to play golf, and the ladies go shopping, of course. And it's funny because we finally found something John's not good at. Because, John's good at everything. He's Mr. Everything. But John ass can't play no damn golf. And he couldn't hit that damn ball to save his life. And then the ladies go shopping, and Reagan tries to talk to Tamika a little bit about her marriage. And, of course, Tamika's giving Reagan the side eye like, is this coming from the lady who lived in the French Quarter? I don't really think you need to be giving me advice. And then Jeff is giving Barry advice. He said, when I was looking for a therapist, I stumbled across some websites that might be interesting to you dealing with, marriage counseling and just, dealing with a type A personality, type wife, and that kind of thing. And Barry was like, yeah, let me get that. So then we see Barry at home with his mom. I don't know if his mother lives with them or she just happened to be there cooking. And Barry starts talking about how he wishes that Tamika was more of a traditional parent and that he really wants to spend more family time together, like eat dinner. He was like, that's how I grew up. I grew up, with the family eating dinner every night together. And, it really instilled a lot of things in me. And that's kind of what I want for my kids. And I really wish Tamika would do that. And I get it, because that's how I grew up. I mean, we ate dinner at the table together every night. And I get it. Like, that's how you would want your kids to grow up the way you grew up. My only thing to that is Tamika changing the rules or are you? Because, and I say that to say, is that something that you guys discussed before you got married and Tamika said that that's what she wanted to and that's how she wanted to raise her kids as well? And now, because of her career and her career is going in a different direction, is she changing the rules, or is that something you guys never really discussed, and that's what you want now, and you're changing the rules because you guys have been married for 10 years, and it's not fair to Tamika if that's something new that you've decided you wanted. But also understanding that things evolve and things change. And I'm certain that Tamika's career wasn't where it is now when you guys first got married. You have two children. I think the oldest son is 15, and then they have a daughter who is, how old is the daughter, like 8 or 9, something like that. So that was interesting to see that Barry is kind of like saying, that's kind of what I want. That's kind of where, I want the relationship where I want my marriage to be. I want our family time. And Tamika's like, I just don't have the kind of job that gives me that. And Barry's mom is there, and Barry's mom, Tamika said that she playing, but I don't think she playing, because Tamika was like, yeah, you didn't like me at first, and Barry's mother was like, I still don't like you. And Tamika was like, she always be talking trash. I don't pay her no mind, blah blah blah. But in my mind, I'm like, I don't think she was playing. I don't think she liked you. But anyway, they seem to have that kind of relationship though, and that's cool. But his mom is definitely a cook, and she was doing the cooking and that kind of thing. So it definitely seems like they're at a crossroads somewhere in their relationship. Then we see Jeff go to visit Reagan in the French Quarter, and it's funny because they even call it Reagan's condo. I ain't gonna go down that road again. But they're talking, and he's talking to her about his therapy and you know things like that. Excuse me. And he even said, I wish I had done this when I was still playing in the NFL. And she was like, yeah, like I tried to tell you. But they seem to be communicating and talking, so that's a good thing. He brings her food and brings the puppy to come visit, and so it looks like in the previews for next week that's going to kind of come to a head. But for right now, that's kind of how that went. Then we have Justin. I'm trying to remember what happened next. Then we have because it wasn't a lot in this episode, y'all. I'm just gonna be honest. It wasn't a lot. Then Justin went shopping. It's him and Kelsey's anniversary. It's a 1-year anniversary, and he went shopping to get her something. And Barry meets him there, and they play around with the whole ring thing or whatever. But y'all know he ain't buy her a ring, and he bought her a nice little gift. But Barry actually has a really good conversation with Justin, and Barry is like, look. If you're waiting to be at a certain place in your career, or you're waiting to have a certain amount of money in the bank, or you're waiting for this miracle goal that you've set for yourself, don't do it, because you're never going to reach that goal. He was like, if you have, 20 clients, then you're going to say, oh, now I need 40 clients. And it's funny because my mom told me that years ago when I was in a relationship and we thought things were going in that direction. And I was like, well, Mom, we just getting out of college and we just trying to establish ourselves. And my mother was like, if y'all keep waiting for this imaginary goal, you're never going to meet that goal. You're always going to find something else. Like, nothing is ever going to be, there's no perfect time. Like, and so it was interesting to hear him tell Justin the same thing. Like, look, if you love her and she's the one, do it. Like, don't wait for this imaginary goal you set for yourself, And Justin is talking about how much he really loves her, and this has been a great year, and that he's saying he's the one. I feel like he's saying she's the one. He's just not ready to be married yet. Which, I want you to be ready. Like, I don't want you to rush into it or feel like you're being pressured into it. I want you to be ready, So that's kind of how that conversation went. And then we see this conversation with John and his sister, which didn't really give me nothing. Like, it was nice to see his sister, and his sister actually kind of puts him in check a little bit. Like, John has an ego, and it seems like his sister don't really entertain it, because that's her brother. Like you John Moody, but you my brother, So it was a cute scene, cute little scene. And then we see Tamika and her daughter, and they had gone to this mommy daughter pageant, and I never really got the whole story, but what it seems like is that the girl, the little girl, the baby, got upset because there was a raffle. Well, okay, let me stop. Tamika felt like the daughter got upset because there was a raffle and she didn't win anything. The girl never really got her story out because she was telling Barry the story, and Tamika cuts her off, and Tamika starts kind of yelling over her and telling her what happened. But what we got from the little girl was she said, Mommy always ruins it. Mommy always yells at me. So I don't know if that's why the little girl got upset that she didn't win the raffle. I don't know what happened because we never heard her side of the story. We heard she started telling the story, and Tamika said, well, I'm going to let her tell you. And then either Tamika didn't like what the girl was saying or she didn't like the direction that the conversation was going. So she came back into the room and inserted herself. And even Barry was like, look, I'm trying to talk to her. I'm trying to get her version of the story and you keep talking. And again, editing may have edited out, you know what I'm saying? Stuff may have been edited out, but I never really got it. So I still don't know why the little girl was, I don't want to keep calling her the little girl. I think her name was Reagan. No, Reagan's the other character. Anyway, their daughter. I never really found out why she was upset, but she was really upset. She was crying and she was really, really was upset. And she seemed to be mad at her mom, and her mom was mad at her. And you know, mother-daughter relationships, that's just what they are. Like, that's just what they are, you know. And it seems like they just had some sort of conflict. And, you know, Barry was like, you know your mom loves you though, right? Like, I understand you're upset with her, but you know your mom loves you. And so I thought that was really cool that Barry, you know, even though he was upset with Tamika himself at the way Tamika was acting, he didn't allow that to... It's easy for kids to split parents, and he didn't allow that to split. You know, he was like, your mom loves you, you know, like he didn't do the whole... I don't know. I just like the way Barry handled it. I don't know. And Tamika seems like a helicopter parent, if y'all know what that term is. Because Tamika was like, look, I don't baby my kids. I'm not raising babies. I'm raising adults. And, you know, if you come in second place, you lost. Like, you didn't win, you lost. And I just don't baby them. And so I don't have the time for it. I don't have the energy to be babying no people. I mean, babying children. I'm with her to a certain extent because I think that this society, we do too much coddling kids, and I think we do too much. Everybody gets a participation trophy. No, everybody don't get no damn participation trophy because everybody, that's just not life. That's just not the reality. Like, if I go to work and I don't do my job, I don't get a participatory check. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I don't do my job, I won't get paid. I don't keep my job. So from that point of view, I do understand where Tamika's coming from. Although I just think sometimes maybe you can go a little too far with that. Then we see the date night. So Tamika and Barry end up having a date night, and they were saying how, you know, it's been a long time since they've had this date night and had some alone time, and I thought that was cool that they were going to do that. And then you see at the same time Justin and Kelsey are having their anniversary dinner. So I'm going to do Justin and Kelsey first because theirs is easy. They have this great dinner at, looks like it's Kelsey's favorite restaurant, and she has the seat. She was like, oh, we're going to be sitting on the courtyard, and they're sitting on the courtyard, and it just seems like a really perfect evening. And I think in the back of Kelsey's mind, she thought this is going to be it. And they have a conversation at dinner, and Kelsey's like, look, only people I know that ain't married is me and my best friend. And that's the expectation, and I want to be married. I mean, she didn't say it like it got to happen today, but she was like, I want to be married, you know, and that's the direction that I want to be on. I want to be on that trajectory, and I'm just letting you know. And Justin's like, yeah, I think we're, you know, he was like, as long as me and you know where we stand and we're cool. But I think she just told you what she wants. Like, she was very clear what she wants. But Justin was like, you know, this has been the best year of my life. Like, I love you. You know, I really, you know, I mean, he said all the right things. It was a great dinner. It was a great night. They looked like they had a really nice anniversary. And then he pulls out the box. Well, you could tell by the box it wasn't a ring. And, you know, she opens it up, and it's a really pretty necklace. I couldn't tell if it had her name on it or something like that. But it looked like a nice necklace, a nice gift. And, you know, Justin was like, I know she was kind of expecting a ring, but we just not there yet. And we're headed in that direction, and that's where we're going, but I'm just not quite ready yet. And I can respect that because, like I said, I don't want nobody to propose that's not ready. I don't want you to do it because you feel like it's what everybody expects, or you feel like it's the time and you're not really ready, because then that's when stuff gets screwed up. So that's where that ended with the two of them, with her opening her gift. And you could see the look on her face that she was a little disappointed, but then she was also happy with her gift. I think, it's kind of like I didn't leave the house tonight expecting to be engaged, but it would have been cool if it had happened. I kind of got that vibe off of her. You know what I mean? Then we have Tamika and Barry. And Barry's thing is, look, we're not at the point where there's a line in the sand. We're not at the point of no return. However, if we keep going in this direction, we will be. And he's basically letting Tamika know, this is what I need from you. We're sort of at a crossroads right now. We're sort of in a bad place. And this is what I need from you. And in the beginning, it seemed like Tamika wasn't really receptive. But as the conversation went on, she was like, I hear you and you're right. And I think you're right. This is where we need to be moving to. So it was cool because I think that's what a lot of marriage is about. It's about that communication. I can't react to something I don't know about. I can't respond to something if you don't tell me. And so I think that was a really good conversation. This whole episode was really showing the chinks in the armor of their marriage. But marriage is work. It's not kissy kissy lovey dovey every day. And so when you have two driven people who have careers and family and they have other obligations, it gets really easy to allow the relationship to suffer. And I believe that's what Barry was saying. Like, but we have to reprioritize, and we have to put our family first. We have to put us first, and make sure that we're in a good place. So that's pretty much all we got this week, y'all. The episode didn't really give me a lot, but from the previews, it looks like next week it's going to be some fireworks. So we'll see where that goes. Y'all have a good evening. Let me know what you think in them comments. Peace.